songbird.tree.com, where we get grounded, take flight, and sing. And here we are again for a lovely tea time together. Now, today I'm actually drinking a gorgeous geisha tea. I'm pretty sure I've introduced that to you before in one of my prior videos. It's just one of those beautiful herbal teas that just smells so refreshing and just tastes really, it's got a real soft flavor, but it just really soothes the soul. Anyway, and I've got this absolutely beautiful cup. I don't know if you can see that, but there's like a little cute little monkey hanging on the edge of the cup there. So shout out to Winnie and Gabriel, who recently got married, and this was actually what they gave away to their guests at the wedding, which was a lovely gift. And you'll see that I've got two cups here, so I'm going to actually pour one tea for myself. Man, I wish you were here, Songbird. You would absolutely love this tea. And I'm actually going to pour another one, and this is actually for someone really special. So this is for Lena, who at the moment is standing behind the camera, but who's going to come and grab this cup of tea.
Oh, thank you, Kerri.
It's okay.
Such a nice cup of tea.
I know, it's beautiful, isn't it?
It's steaming hot.
Enjoy.
Beautiful.
Yeah. All right, cheers, hey.
Cheers.
Oh my gosh, it's too hot.
That's too hot to pick up.
It is. Cheers. Cheers, Songbird. So good.
Delicious.
So good, isn't it? Now today we're actually talking about a really, really important topic, and it's all about, the one thing, I feel like there's like, one main thing that is actually going to prevent you and I from becoming the best singers that we could be. And that one thing is actually dun, dun, dun. Anyway, I'm just being silly, but it is actually quite a serious topic. And that one thing is actually perfectionism. Yes, Songbird, I mean, there's so many things, I guess, that we think might throw us off course when it comes to our singing journeys, right? Like, oh, if I don't practice enough, or maybe I'm not born with natural talent, or whatever it is that we think. But I actually think that those things are periphery, and one of the main things that can really stumble us is this thing of perfectionism. So when I talk about perfectionism, I'm really talking about, when we expect ourselves to be amazing and perfect and to never make a mistake, to never sing a bung note, to just be always at the top of our game. And here's the thing, like when we actually have this perfectionistic mindset, we actually become really negative, like extremely, extremely negative, because nothing's ever good enough, right? Nothing is ever good enough. And then we get really down on ourselves, and then we think that we're not good enough, and then we think we should just give up this singing thing already. And then we actually end up hindering our growth because we either give up too soon, or our perfectionism causes us negative thoughts that will actually hinder us progressing. So, what do I mean by that? Let me give you a couple of examples.
Oh, hey Kerri, how do you think perfectionism will limit our growth?
Well, okay, so for example, if I'm actually, now this is a really, really classic example, and I think we all go through it. I definitely have gone through it, and I still continue to go through it. If we're scared of an upcoming high note, right? So we're singing a song, we love the song, but the chorus just goes a bit high, okay? And for whatever reason, I think all of us singers do it, we're so scared of high notes. And so before we've even reached that chorus note or that bridge note or whatever it is, we're already thinking, I can't hit that note. I just can't do it, I'm not good enough, whatever. And guess what happens? We don't hit the note. That's just a classic, really simple example. But I think, another example would be, and I'm the first to admit this, we will sometimes, because of our perfectionism and because we think that we may not be able to be perfect, we actually don't do things that will actually propel us forward. So for example, you might be thinking, I'm just not good enough, so I'm not talented enough. So even though I really, really want to learn how to sing and I really want to improve my singing, but I'm not going to go and take lessons because I'm just not good enough. I don't think that's my thing. I don't have enough talent. So then you don't take that step, which I think is an absolute tragedy. Yeah, I really do, or classic, another example, and this is of my own life, I will actually choose not to do an audition for something that I really want to be in because I'm so scared that I'm going to stuff it up and make a fool of myself. Again, that comes from perfectionism, just really expecting the world of myself. And then therefore, when I don't take the action, then I'm actually limiting myself from a growth opportunity, right? And that, I think, is an absolute tragedy, and I don't want you to do that, Songbird. And the interesting thing about this is that it's actually backed up by science. So there's this thing called neuroplasticity, which basically means that our brains are actually malleable, kind of like plastic, like you can mold it around. So our thoughts actually shape our brain, and then it comes out through like physical manifestations. So, for example, if I constantly have negative thoughts, and if I'm constantly stressed out and worried and everything, that can actually result in me getting sick. So that's a physical manifestation in my body. And to apply it directly to singers, so if we constantly think that, you know, we're not good enough because of our perfectionism, then somehow that's going to come through our body. So like I said before, when we try to sing a high note, but we just can't get it because we keep thinking we can't do it, you know? And that can manifest in many, many different ways. So it's really interesting, you know, how our thoughts actually affect the shape of our brain, and then how that then affects the way it comes out in our body, and therefore the way we sing. Isn't that interesting? So negative thoughts is definitely an enemy of a singer. Okay, so we've got to find a way, I guess, to not be perfectionistic, which is really hard.
Kerri, so how do you overcome perfectionism?
You know what, when you ask me that question, I'm like, you know, because I struggle with it myself every day as well, so I don't think I have like foolproof answers. But what I can say is that because I struggle with it every day, I guess I can offer some ideas as to how we can kind of move forward on that a little bit. Right? Yeah, I think one of the things is, first of all, we actually need to replace our negative thoughts with something positive. So, like for example, if all we're thinking is, nah, I'm just not good enough, so therefore I don't think I should audition for that play, you know, for that musical or for that part or whatever. Instead of saying, just stopping at that point, I'm not good enough, instead, why don't we actually think of the ways in which we actually do enjoy our voice? I'm sure that every singer, if we would just give ourselves some time to contemplate, we would probably find at least one thing that we actually like about our voices. You know, we tend to focus on the negative things, the things that we need to improve, but why don't we every day celebrate one thing that we actually really like about our voice? And it doesn't have to be anything major. It can just be, you know what, I can sing one of my favorite songs in tune, like yay, woo, you know. I think we need to learn to celebrate what we actually do like about our voice, instead of continually getting down on ourselves on how imperfect we are. Yeah, so I think that's one strategy. Another strategy is you know, whatever it is that you're not confident about your voice, get help in it, you know. Like, you know, you don't have to go through this alone. Make sure that you, I don't know, maybe talk to someone else who is a singer who is a bit further ahead than you, and maybe start like going to their gigs and stuff and getting inspired by them, and learning what is it in their voices that I really like and I want to emulate, right? And then either get lessons, invest in singing programs, or, you know, whatever it is that you can do to start working on that thing that you're not really happy with your voice, you know? None of us are perfect, and none of us have perfect voices, but we can all take one baby step every day towards, you know, making that thing better. That's what I think anyway. And then I think maybe another thing I would say is, I guess just being in community and knowing that you're not alone is actually a really important thing. So you're not the only singer out there, Songbird, who struggles with things in your voice that you don't like. And you're not the only songbird out there who struggles with perfectionism, right? I've just admitted that I do too. And hopefully me admitting that actually helps you to think, oh, okay, I'm not the only one here. So I think sometimes just sharing your struggle with someone, you know what I mean? And you're just going to find that, hey, they're going to say, yeah, I feel the same. And you're like, oh, okay, I'm not the only one in the world who feels like this. So you don't feel so isolated. The feeling of isolation will always be something that will paralyze you. And I think that's, it's really important to overcome that by just openly admitting to people you trust, you know, what you're struggling with, and getting into community, like singing in a choir or joining an online singing forum or whatever it is, you know, to sort of get that support and that help. So that'll probably be some quick, you know, off the, like just in the moment tips that I would give to overcome perfectionism. So.
I think I should join a choir now that you've said that.
Yeah.
I feel quite motivated.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I mean, joining a choir is one of the best things, I reckon, for building confidence. So, hey, if you're out there and you're thinking, hey, maybe I should join a choir too, do it, all right? Lena's going to do it. You know, we're here to support you. So, yeah, there you go, Songbird. I really hope that today's tea time was encouraging to you. I want to encourage you that, you know, no one is perfect. I'm not perfect. No one is perfect. Even your favorite professional celebrity singers are not perfect as well, okay? So let's stop expecting to be perfect, and instead let's celebrate what we already do well, what we already like about our voices, and then let's just continue to work on our craft to get better. And also let's get into community, share our vulnerabilities and what we're struggling with, so that we can really support each other, you know. And in fact, if you really are longing to have that sort of sense of strong community with singers around the globe, I really encourage you to check out the Vocal Revolution program. We actually have the most supportive community of like over 100 singers from about is it 26 countries around the world, Lena, now? Just supporting one another inside a private forum and learning to sing and improve their voices together. It's one of the most supportive online communities that I've ever come across as singers, and that's the kind of environment we're trying to create. So I encourage you, if you're feeling alone or isolated in this and just struggling and you'd love to connect with other singers that are like-minded and who could help you and champion you along, then please do check out the Vocal Revolution program. So once again, I really hope this encourages you, Songbird, and I can't wait to see you again in our next tea time together. In the meantime, get grounded.